All right, so starting with the bolster or rolled blankets underneath your knees. And we'll take time to place a block or a book underneath the base of the skull. Just making sure that there's natural curvature in your spine. As you rest your arms out and open, let your palms face upward. And take a few cleansing breaths, just breathing deeply in through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Starting to welcome a great heaviness to the back of your skull. Feel the heaviness across your shoulders. And down the arms into the center of the palms. Just keep them light. Listening to the sound of your breath. Feel even the abdomen and the belly beginning to soften. Again, releasing into the natural curvature of your spine. Allowing the knees to sink a little heavier in towards the prop. Relaxing all the way down to the bottom of your feet. And then in the slowest way, just begin to move your head from side to side. Just massaging the back of the skull. Try and keep your jaw relaxed, continuing to exhale through your mouth. Inviting all the muscles of your face to fully release and relax. Really heavy through the back of the skull as you shift from side to side. If there's a place along the way that would feel good to just pause for a moment and sink into, I welcome you to just pause. Just exploring sensation. Don't be alarmed if you feel a sensitivity or a tension in the back of the head. That might be that wonderful place to rest for a few breaths. Inviting yourself to fully relax, fully release. Relax your tongue as you're there. And see if you can invite even the roof of the mouth to relax. And the back of your throat to relax. Checking in with the curvature of the neck, the cervical spine, still releasing the shoulders. Every exhalation, gradually releasing heavier into the body. And if you're still moving your head from side to side, just finding a central space. Inviting balance to the left and right side of your face. And just a few more breaths. As you're getting to know that wonderful breath, thank yourself for coming to practice with your being and your breath. And then as we move through our practice today, continue to invite calmness and gentleness. When you are ready, simply remove that item from underneath the skull and place it off to the side. Once your head returns to the earth, just very slowly shift your head side to side and feel the shoulders and the upper back settle a little deeper into the earth. And then take a nice big breath, a generous breath, sweeping your fingers to the sky and then stretching them in line with your ears. Feel the gentle tug of your rib cage as you elevate your chin. And feel that reach through the fingers, the elevation of your lungs. Slow, deep breaths. Continuing to invite your breath to deepen. And then with no rush, release your arms back to the sides and move your head from side to side again. Coming back to those exhalations through the mouth. And the next time that your head returns to center, just very gently draw your right knee in towards your belly. You might readjust your shoulders, allowing yourself to root more fully into the low back. Stay with the exhalations through the mouth, allowing the knee to drift towards the belly rather than forcing or pushing. So you'll notice that as you soften your abdomen, right, you can soften the crease of the right hip. As you exhale through your mouth, you can soften across your shoulders. Just easing into that compression of the right leg. Every exhalation welcoming you to soften a little bit. And get a greater compression just by softening. Just by allowing along the spine the muscles to release towards the earth. And then carefully release your right leg back out. We'll return back to a full body stretch, arms reaching towards the sky. Once they're in line with your ears, reach through your heels. See if you can point and flex your toes a little bit. Keep your chin elevated. Stretch your belly. Feel that reach of the side body. Again, the expansion of your lungs. And then as the hands return back to the earth, we'll draw the right knee in. And maybe holding the knee or the shin. You could readjust along your spine. Come back to those exhalations through the mouth. So allowing it to be as effortless as possible. Feel the heaviness along the spine, the heaviness of the torso. and the heaviness of the arms and of the shoulders, and the heaviness of your skull. Even the right leg is heavy. A softening in the crease of the left hip. All the muscles that surround the left leg releasing. Listen to the sound of your breath. Feel the expansion of your nostrils. Maybe slow but deepen your breath. And then return to that full body stretch, arms and legs reaching. And this time, draw both knees in. And just give yourself a gentle hug there. Maybe move your head a little bit from side to side. And then start to sway the knees from side to side, just massaging the small of your back. Just gentle movements. Again, do your best to relax your abdomen. The more you relax your belly, right, the easier it is to move from side to side along the spine. So really, each breath is a surrender to self. Right, softening from the inside out. Unclenching the muscles of the face. Just listen to your breath. And then find yourself very still. Right? Whether you're hugging the tops of the knees or underneath the knees, just be still. And notice the arrangement of the muscles that align the spine again. Doing your best to relax. As you're breathing in and out, feel the collarbones rising. Right, so across the sternum and the collarbones between the front of your shoulders, feel that rise. And notice the lift of your lungs here. Maybe there's subtle movement in your shoulders, rising and falling. Relax your jaw and your tongue. And then see if you can step your left foot back to the pillow or the bolster, whatever you have there. We're interlacing our fingers behind the right knee. See if you can stretch your right foot to the sky and then come back to a bend of the knee. And just try that a few times, extending the leg. Right, exhale, bending the knee. If you feel comfortable, as you straighten your leg, let your arms reach. And then exhale as you bend your elbow, pull your knee towards your belly. So we start to invite a stretch of the shoulders as we stretch the leg. Right, just try that a few more times. Inhale as you reach and extend. Exhale as you bend your knee and compress. And maybe once more. Breathing, reaching. Exhale, compressing. And this time as your foot rises to the sky, just point and flex through your toes. Right, notice the movement of your ankle. And maybe spread your toes. And then maybe gazing upward, start to rotate your ankle around in a circle. A few times in one direction and then changing that. Coming back to a bend of the knee, interlace your fingers on top, squeezing a little tighter than before. And then move the right knee around in circles, massaging the interior of the right hip socket. So the circles are small, using both hands to guide them so that we can really explore what's happening in the right hip socket. And then start to move those circles around in the opposite direction. Focus on that compression and slow movement. And from here, we're going to allow the left leg to extend back out using just your right hand. Maybe your left hand is on your left hip. Continue to move in circles, but let the circles get bigger. And they're still slow. So the slow movement allows us to truly investigate, what are you sensing and feeling in that right hip socket? And there's no rush. Change the direction of those circles. Notice the effort it takes in the abdomen. Maybe relax your abdomen more. Check in and make sure you're not clenching the muscles of your face. How can you allow this movement with less effort? And then just carefully release your right leg out. Let's take a full body stretch again. This time, interlace your fingers. Elevate your chin. Notice the curvature of the low back as you inhale. And then as you exhale, pull your navel inward towards your spine and press the small of your back all the way down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, feel the rise of your rib cage. Exhale, pressing the small of your back down. Again, inhale, feel the rise of your rib cage. Exhale, pressing the small of the back down. And then release your arms. We'll step our feet back to that surface. And let the knees sway slowly from side to side. If you need to step your feet to the earth, that's okay too. Just moving your knees from side to side. Starting to rock towards the outer edges of your hips. Moving your head slowly from side to side. And then once your knees come back, we'll interlace our fingers behind our left knee. And just working on a reach of the leg and then drawing that knee back in just a few times. Lengthening the leg, pulling the knee in. And then hugging that knee in, place your fingers on top of the knee and just squeeze for a few moments. Come back to the exhalations through the mouth. Feeling the backs of your eyes relaxing and releasing. Sinking a little deeper into the crease of the left hip. You can move back to the exhalations through the mouth. And then return to extending your leg to the sky with the fingers interlaced behind the knee. Just pointing and flexing through the foot. Again, maybe gaze up and notice your toes. See if you can spread your toes. And work on rotations of the ankle in one direction and the other direction. Sometimes it's useful to gaze so that we can start to understand how we use our joints. So again, really check in. Notice the movement of your ankle. Notice your big toe pushing through the ball of the foot as you rotate. Maybe there is some limitation in one direction, but by watching and focusing, you might be able to change that. And then give yourself a really nice stretch and stretch your arms too this time. And then bend your elbows and pull that knee in towards your belly. So we're moving a little slower, the extension and reach of the arms. Exhale, compress, pull the knee in. Maybe 2 more times, reach and extend your arms. Exhale, knee towards the belly. Let's do that once more, breathing, reaching. Exhale, knee to the belly. Beautiful. Place your hands on top of your knee. And just those slow circles. Right? Curiously exploring what's happening in that left hip socket. And then try changing that movement to the opposite direction. Taking time to release your right leg out. Use just your left hand. And again, you're more than welcome to use the right hand to support your right hip. Using only what's needed to move the left knee around. So the rest of the body is relaxing and releasing. Notice the support of the earth beneath you. Right? No effort required behind the skull. Right? No effort required along the right side of the body. You can just relax it. A little softer through the belly. And then releasing your left leg, we'll take that full body stretch. Let's interlace our fingers again. We're going to bring a little effort here. So as you interlace your fingers, elevate your chin. We're going to reach our right leg up towards the sky. Don't worry about how high. And then exhale, take it back to the earth. Let's do that on the left side. Inhale, left leg reaches towards the sky. Exhale towards the earth. I know there's effort. Just once more. Right leg high to the sky. And back to the earth. And left leg high to the sky. And back to the earth. From here, take the interlacing of your fingers, place it behind your head. And then just squeeze your elbows in as you elevate your chin. And then take your head back and open up your shoulders. Fingers interlace behind your skull. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, head returns, elbows out. Try 2 more times using your breath. Exhale as you curl up. Inhale as you open. Just once more. And then release your arms out to the sides. Come back to the exhalation through the mouth. Just welcoming that heaviness across your shoulders. Fully release your belly. Heavy through the tongue and the jaw. See if we can use our feet to move that prop out of the way. So there might be a pillow, there might be a bolster, just move it off to the side. And once you move it off to the side, we're just stepping our feet to the earth. Take your feet about hip-width distance and let your knees sway from side to side. So we're moving a little deeper. is letting those knees collapse inward towards the earth or outward towards the earth. Right, swaying all the way to the outer edges of your hips, massaging your sacrum, feeling that massage across the upper portion of your glute muscles, noticing the twist of your lumbar spine, the internal rotation of the femur bones in the hip sockets. And relax your palms while you're doing this. Again, only what's needed. Moving mindfully means noticing the unconscious tendencies. Where are you gripping in your body that's unnecessary? How can you soften or let go of what's not needed? And the next time that you come back to center, just simply place your left ankle over your right knee. And we're just going to rock from side to side again. You might lightly touch your knee on one side and lightly touch your foot on the other side. Don't worry if you don't. You don't have to push or force it. Just notice what's there. Try and feel the left leg opening. So we're opening that left hip. And again, it can be really slow movements as you shift from side to side. Feel that inhale, rise. Exhale, tip yourself over. Just a few more times. And the next time you return to center, we'll just place that left foot back on the earth. And we'll uncross and recross. This time the right leg is over the left knee. And you can sway from side to side there. Doing your best to keep the right hip open by pushing that right knee away. Notice your shoulders, notice the muscles of your face. Keep the back of your neck relaxed. Keep breathing in and out. Nice deep breaths. Wonderful. The next time you come back to center, just set your right foot down and let's see if we can cross the left knee, the physical knee, over the right knee. We're just breathing there for a moment. We're going to reach our arms in length again, so sweeping your fingers towards your knees, interlace your fingers, and then reach in line with your ears. Just tugging on the side body again, tugging on your shoulder blades. As you exhale, push the small of your back all the way down. Feel that pressure in the mid-back, your thoracic spine. And rooted through the bottom of your right foot, keep those fingers interlaced, place them behind your head. Let's curl up again towards the knees. And then take your head down and bring your elbows out. If you would like, you could lift your knees and pull your knees towards your elbows as you rise. Otherwise, just lift your head. You might try that 2 more times. It's really important to breathe while you're doing this. Exhale as you curl. And inhale as you return. Place that right foot back down on the ground. Release your arms straight out from your shoulders. And the left knee stays crossed. We're going to rock from side to side here with the knees crossed. And as you shift over to the right side of the body, just pause there for a moment. Just for 2 breaths. And then as you rise up, we're going to step our left foot back to the earth. Just bring your feet together. Drop both knees over to the right side. We're going to roll over with the shoulders too, so our shoulders are stacked. And then extend your left arm so we get a really nice stretch along the left side of the body. Just try for 3 breaths here. Reaching through the fingers, reaching from the left shoulder socket. Make sure your left palm is facing towards the earth. Feel that stretch along the left side rib cage. Take 1 more breath, expanding your left lung. And then as your left arm returns back down, we roll to our back. Just let your knees sway from side to side. And as you come back to center, we're going to cross our right knee over our left. Just pause there for a moment. Take time to sweep your arms in length. Take that stretch of the torso. Interlace your fingers. Elevate your chin. Rooting into the small of your back, massaging the mid-back, your thoracic spine. Be generous with your breath. And then try to interlace those fingers behind your head and curl up, elbows towards your knees. And then head back down. And again, you're more than welcome to pull the knees in towards the elbows. And otherwise, just leave your left foot down. Just trying 2 more times. Give yourself a little squeeze. And open. Once more, give yourself that squeeze. And open. Release your hands out to the sides. Leave your knees crossed. Rock from side to side. And as you tip over to the left side, just pause there for 3 breaths, just heavy towards the left. And as those knees rise back up to the sky, we'll unwind. Right foot steps next to left foot. Simply drop your knees to the left side from here. Roll over to the left side. Now reach with your right arm in line with your right ear. Again, your palm is facing down. We're just feeling that stretch along the right side. Focus on the rise of the right lung. Reaching from the interior of the right side rib cage. Try for 2 more breaths. And then right arm returns down and we roll to our back. Let's take a full body stretch, both arms and legs reaching. And as you're reaching with your arms and legs, you're going to feel the curvature of your low back again, the rise of your rib cage. And then exhale, push all the way down to the earth. Inhale, rising the bottom of your rib cage, reaching with your arms. Exhale, draw the navel and bottom of your rib cage down towards the earth. Try once more. Inhale, reach. And exhale, press towards the earth. Let's release our arms to the sides. You can step your feet to the earth here. Roll to whichever side of the body is most suitable for you. We're going to make our way up to hands and knees. So you can take your time. If you're not that comfortable being on your knees here, once we come to hands and knees, you could always use a blanket or a cushion or something to place underneath your knees. We're not going to spend a lot of time on our knees, but sometimes it makes it a little bit more comfortable while we're here. That's up to you. And we're going to make sure that we place our palms directly underneath our shoulders. And then exhale, you're going to round your spine and tuck your head, pressing through the upper portion of your shoulders. As you inhale, you're going to sink your belly and gaze forward. We're going to do that a few times. Exhale, rounding your spine. Inhale, sink your belly and gaze forward. This is Chakravakasana or cat-cow. It's really good for your spine, really good for stretching your shoulders. And when we stretch our spine and stretch our shoulders, we can stimulate the nervous system, the central nervous system. There's a lot of nerve endings along the spine. So move slowly. Think of each of the vertebrae moving. Expanding the nostrils, breathing deeply into the lungs. Just a few more times. And make sure you're using your fingertips too. You want to protect your wrist. So the more that you use your fingertips and the ball of your hand, right, the more we can use our forearms. And the next time that you gaze forward, let's come down to the forearms. And just breathing there for a moment. Just feeling the heaviness of your skull. If you're comfortable here, we're going to look forward and reach our hands for a half downward facing dog. Otherwise, you can just stay on your forearms. So again, we want to feel the fingertips and feel the palms pressing firmly into the earth. Feel the opening through the fronts of the shoulders if you've extended your arms. Feel the rise of the armpits if you've extended the arms. And then as you press firmly into those palms, we're going to just come back up. So walk the hands back in, but make sure that your palms are in front of your shoulders. We're just going to start to ease forward and back here. So moving to Balasana, Child's Pose, and then a tabletop. Right, just hinging in your hips, and then rising back up. And if that feels really good to you and you want to go a little further, you can press all the way back to Child's Pose, and then start to gradually unwind your spine as you move forward to an upward facing dog or Bhujangasana. An alternative to that would be pressing back into Child's Pose, and then walking forward with your forearms like we did, and moving your belly all the way to the earth. And then walking your hands back, pressing back to Child's Pose. And you could repeat either of those. Okay, so Child's Pose, just straight arms, moving to an upward facing dog. Or just lowering yourself to Sphinx Pose, using those forearms to lengthen your spine. Make sure you're breathing while you're moving. Just carefully exploring sensation. Noticing the hip joints, noticing the shoulder joints. You can start to move your head a little bit. And then we're all going to make our way back to tabletop. So wherever you are, just making your way back to tabletop. Once you come back to tabletop, let's move around in a circle. So feel yourself distributing weight towards one palm, the other palm, and then back towards the knees. Start to bring more movement to your head and your neck and your joints. So your elbows move, your shoulders move, your rib cage moves, your spine moves. And then change the direction of that movement. And again, let that movement invite all of the muscles and all of the joints to move. And then just forward and back just a few more times. Keep your eyes open so you don't get dizzy here. Wonderful. All right. And then we're just going to readjust our knees a little closer together. Let's see if we can step forward with the right foot today. Let's place the right hand on top of the right knee and then just move your right knee forward and back. So you're going to use your left hand to support you here. We're just hinging in that right hip crease, moving forward and back. And make sure the right knee is moving in line with your right ankle. And don't worry about how far forward or back you're going. And just explore that compression in the right hip, any degree. So if you can keep your toes planted on the earth as you move forward and back. And the next time that the right knee and ankle are in line with each other, just look over to the right side. And you might keep your right hand on your right leg, or you might reach your right hand to the sky for a twist. Try to breathe while you're here. And then simply bring your right hand back to the inside of the right foot, and we'll carefully bring our right knee back. Pressing back for child's pose. You might be on your forearms here. You might be all the way down to your forehead with your arms reaching. Just start to exhale through your mouth again, solely exhaling through the mouth. Feeling the heaviness of your abdomen. And then start to breathe all the way down into the bottom of your belly. So we start to stimulate and expand the diaphragm more fully. It's like there's a balloon that's being expanded in the bottom of your belly. And notice how that expansion of the bottom of your belly also expands the small of your back. And the side body. And really deep into the bottom of your belly breathing. So what we're doing here is giving ourselves an opportunity to massage the kidneys and the liver. And all the organs within the torso. Just by way of this expansive breath. Maybe one more breath. And then pressing into your palms, we're going to rise back up to tabletop. Just do a few more rounds of cat-cow. Rounding your spine and sinking your belly. And then take your time, there's no rush. We're stepping forward with our left foot. Place your left hand on top of your left knee. And move forward and back. Using the right hand to support you. Make sure you're using the fingertips as well. Try and pay attention to the left knee moving in line with the left ankle. Pay attention to the bottom of your left foot, rooting your toes to the earth. Just hinging, compressing that left hip, and then stretching the glute and the hamstring. Just a few more times. And easing in and out of that. And once your left knee is in line with your left ankle, just turn your gaze to the left side. And you might just pause there with your hand on your knee, twisting your spine. Otherwise, reach with your left hand to the sky. Your gaze could be out or your gaze could be up towards your left palm. Make sure you're using the fingers on your right hand. We want to support the right wrist. Don't put too much pressure there. Feel the rise of the left arm if you're reaching. So muscularly and energetically, we're rising through the left side of the body. You might press down in the bottom of your left foot to help you with that. So we use our left foot to stabilize this pose. And then slowly the left hand comes back down. And we return back to child's pose. Exhale, releasing back, settling towards the earth. Softening along your spine. And then carefully coming back to center. All right, we're going to come to a seated pose from here. So whatever you like to do. Some of you might decide to use a blanket if you had a blanket to sit on, bringing a little height to your sits bones or to your spine. We're going to cross our legs. If you're more comfortable having your legs extended straight, that's okay too. All right, so I like to sit on something just because it allows the knees to rest below the hips, and that allows us to sit with more of an upright spine. So if there's something that you want to sit on, just find that and have a seat. And once you arrive in your seated pose, we're just going to focus on that. Where is the center of gravity here? So shoulders are resting over the navel, it's resting over your hips. We feel a rootedness through our sits bones. So whatever surface you're sitting on, feel yourself rooted there. And then when you're ready, we're going to find our arms reaching forward and up. We want to be in the shoulder socket. And then we're going to bring our elbows out to the sides. Sweeping your hands forward and up. Wonderful. Exhale, elbows out. Yeah, forward and up. And exhale, elbows out. And I also want to mention that if you're not comfortable sitting on the ground, you could do this in a chair. Right? Maybe you're just developing your home practice and you might feel comfortable doing some of these things in a chair. That's always okay. Let's do that one more time. Palms forward and up. And exhale, elbows down. So resting your left palm to the earth or to the knee, we're going to reach with our right hand to the sky. And maybe take your gaze up towards your right palm. Just feeling that right side body stretching towards the sky. And then we're going to bring the right arm straight out from the shoulder and sweep your palm over towards the left side. So we get a little rotation of the spine and a stretch of our scapula. And then we look back over to the right and we bring our right arm back out and open. Maybe give yourself a little back bend so you can reach your hand back behind you a little bit. And then again, sweep it around the front, gazing to the left side, reaching to the left side. Let's try that one more time. Out and open. And exhale, sweeping over to the left side, reaching to the left side. From there, we'll come back to center and reach forward and up with our left hand. Right hand could be on the knee or the ground. We're going to reach over towards the right side. You might look up towards your palm. And then bringing that left hand straight out from the left shoulder, we sweep it over to the right as we gaze to the right. And bring it back to the left side again, maybe a little bit of a back bend. Reach it back behind you. And sweep it over to the right. Good, let's do that one more time. Opening, gazing over to the left. Sweep it over to the right. And then bring both hands back to center, reaching to the sky. And exhale, press your palms out with your fingers towards the sky this time. Let's do that again. Palms together, reach forward up. And press your palms out to the sides. Good. One more time, palms together, forward and up. And exhale, palms out to the sides. Now join your palms and open like a book. Turn your fingers towards your belly or towards your body. Press your fingers down. Your hands are inside out as we reach up. And we press those palms out with your fingers towards the sky. Again, together, opening like a book. Point your fingers towards your body. Fingers down. Hands are inside out. We reach up. And press our palms out. Last one, palms together, opening like a book. Looking down, reaching forward up. And palms out. Let's take our left elbow underneath the right elbow. And then try to bring either the back of your forearms or back of palms together. Some of you might place the front of your palms together. We're just going to do a little rounding of the spine. Take your hands towards the earth. And then use your spine, rising back up, lift your fingers a little bit. Let's try that 2 more times. Rounding your spine as a cat-like back. Feel the heaviness of your shoulders. Inhale, rise up. Let's try that once more. Exhale, round your spine. And inhale, rise up. Elbows release. We reach our arms out and open. And then we take the right under the left. Either back of forearms or palms or front of palms together. Same idea, just round your spine. Heavy in your spine. And then inhale up. Good. Round your spine as much as you can. Inhale, look up, reach up. Last one. Round your shoulders, round your spine. And inhale up. Release your elbows. Hands come back down to the knees. Let's do a seated cat-cow. Tuck your chin, press into the small of your back. And then as you move forward, bend your elbows, push your heart forward, lift your gaze. Exhale, round your spine. Notice that as you bend your elbows, you can squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, round your spine. Let's do that one more time. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, look up. And then back to center. From here, we're going to make our way all the way seated on the mat with our legs long. And if you want to sit on something, you can. That's okay too. We're stepping our right foot to the earth and just giving it a gentle squeeze. Try to make sure that you're sitting on both of your sits bones here. And as you keep that upright spine, expand your lungs as much as you can. So we want to keep the breath really high in the torso. Feel the rise of your lungs. And then taking a gentle twist to the right side, you're just going to use your left elbow to hug the knee. You might rest your right palm back behind you. And just breathe there. And if you notice any compression in your lungs, try your best to breathe deeper. So we want to massage the interior of the lungs. The gaze could be forward or the gaze could be off your right shoulder. And as you come back to center, just release your right leg. And let your ankles move in and out. You might use your hands back behind you and just move your femur bones in and out. From there, we're going to invite our left knee in, placing the left foot on the earth. Try and sit as tall as you can, root those sits bones. As you settle into that, breathing through the upper portion of your lungs again. Feeling yourself inviting height to your spine. Right, stretching up towards the top of the head, the crown of your head. And then gently twist to your left side. You're going to hug with your right hand this time. Left hand reaches back behind you. Your gaze could be simply out or gaze off the left shoulder. Try and keep the uprightness to the spine. Still expansive lungs. Slow, thoughtful breaths. So it's vital to stimulate prana in the body. We need to keep our lungs open, cleanse our lungs, massage all the organs to help to release toxins. Move and twist our spine to stimulate the nervous system. Find compression in our joints to find more comfort and release of tension. And you'll notice that when you're connected to that pranic energy, the breath moving in and out, it's very calming. Deep breaths are very calming. And they help us to create spaciousness in our thoughts and our thinking. To ease into each moment more gracefully. With that idea of kindness and care for ourselves and also others. And then slowly make your way back to center, releasing your left leg out. And we'll use our hands to support. You can lean back in your palms, stick your legs in and out a few times. Maybe around in circles with your feet. Wonderful. And then whatever you're using today to rest along your, underneath your knees at the very beginning of practice, maybe that was a bolster, maybe that was a blanket or a cushion or something. We're just going to place the cushion along the spine. So I would just like to say that if as you slowly come back, we're going to keep our knees bent. As you come back, your head is not resting on something. I want you to use that block or the book or whatever you have for your practice today. It could even be another cushion or a blanket to make sure that your head is supported at the same level. Right? So maybe you're using a bolster. Again, maybe that's a blanket. Just something along your spine. We're going to start with our feet on the ground. And then really focus on rooting into what's along your spine. Resting your hands out and open with your palms facing up. It's a wonderful expression of openness and receiving. Let's stay for about 10 breaths here. And start to explore first the diaphragmatic breath. So in the very bottom of your belly, this diaphragm, this balloon-like organ, right, is rising and falling as much as it can. And you'll notice that the deeper you breathe, it rises all the way to the interior of the rib cage, to the bottom of the rib cage. So see if you can start to sense that expansion in the bottom of your belly, but rising all the way to the bottom of your rib cage. And then switching your awareness to the space in the lungs. We want to feel the generous rise of our lungs. So often we think of our lungs moving up and down. Think of your lungs moving outward into the side body. So you want to feel that the rib cage is moving outward, as if there was a line dividing the left and right side of your body. We want to move outward away from that line, outward into the sides of the rib cage. Really stretch your lungs. And then focus above your heart and above your lungs, your collarbones. Feel your breath moving upward towards the top of the head or towards the skull. So the rib cage stays really closely in, and we just feel breath rising upward towards the collarbone. It's almost like you're tugging on your rib cage, tugging on your lungs. And you can take this opportunity to deepen the expansion in the back of your nostrils. Really sipping in the breath. Just a few more times. And then carefully move your head from side to side. Just relax your breath. And we're going to move slowly to roll off of the items that are along the spine and behind your skull. Just press yourself up and take those items and set them off to the side. If you would like to place something underneath your knees again, you're more than welcome to place something underneath your knees. We're coming all the way down to our back. I'm going to actually use a blanket this time, so it's a little bit lower. And once you come down to your back, take a nice full body stretch again, sweeping the arms in line with your ears. Feel that stretch of your shoulder blades, of the side body. Invite your legs to stretch. Elevate your chin. Reach through your fingers. Just thank yourself for all that wonderful pranic energy you brought to your being today. And then release your hands to the sides, letting the palms face up. Relax fully along your spine, just noticing the natural curvature. Soften behind your knees, letting your legs fall out comfortably. If you would like to take a reclined butterfly pose today, you can bring the bottom of your feet together, bringing your knees out to the sides. Otherwise, just keep your legs extended. We're coming to our final rest, so make sure that you feel comfortable in your body. You might need another layer, a blanket or something to cover yourself. Maybe you might position the support behind the knees differently. Make sure that you feel comfortable. And just begin with a few exhalations through the mouth, starting to come back into that idea of releasing and relaxing. So in this moment, you're in that full and complete surrender to self. And just the quality of your breath in this moment, that calmness behind your breath. Softening behind your eyes. Relaxing the back and the sides of your skull. And across your shoulders and down your arms into the center of your palms. Just release and relax. Even heavier in the shoulders. And heavier in the ribcage. And heavier in the bottom of your belly. And settling deeper along the spine. And the hip joint itself is heavy. Relaxing the legs outward, feeling the heaviness or softness behind your knees. All the way down the legs to the bottom of your feet. And again, that idea of effortlessness. Just softening into this moment. No part of your body separate from this wonderful, expansive breath. And that breath allowing you to notice the aliveness within. And you can always take comfort in your breath. When you allow yourself to inward fold to the breath. And really it's the breath that brings some more possibility and opening in the body. You can focus your breath into any needed areas. And know there's a wonderful power behind the breath and the intentions you set for your being. And from your thought and your thinking and the calmness of your breath, you are creating your life experience. And everything through the filter of your mind. And you can let your breath remind you to move freely through your experience. To remember that you are in this continuous cycle of receiving and giving back. One moment, one breath at a time. One moment, one breath. In the forefront of your mind, continue to hold one moment, one breath, and also a sense of loving kindness. And for all the nurture that you brought your being today. And the willingness to explore the spaciousness within. If you have chosen butterfly pose, I would like for you to carefully separate your toes from each other and join your knees. If you are extended with your legs, just simply bring your feet to the earth. Start to sway the knees from side to side, moving to the outer edges of your hips. And invite your head and your neck to move. Just slowly awakening the body, awaken your fingers, move your fingers. And if it serves you to take another full body stretch today, take another full body stretch. And then draw your knees in towards your belly and come back to that gentle hug. Exhale through your mouth. And choosing whichever side of the body would be most suitable for you to roll to today. Rolling to the side of the body. Pausing in your practice. And then slowly make your way to some kind of seated pose. And once you find your seated pose and the uprightness of your spine, close your eyes and remain in that breath. And joining your palms together before your heart, just bowing to that internal space, holding the highest intentions for your being. A sense of gratitude and thankfulness for your being and the beingness. And you are here in this experience, cultivating kindness in this moment, so that you might continue to cultivate kindness throughout your life. Knowing the true essence of your being, its divine nature. I thank you for your practice, knowing the connectedness to all beings and all things. I thank you for sharing. Namaste.